In the early years of World War II, Nazi Germany developed a special type of self-propelled gun to counter fortified defense systems on the battlefield. The Sturer Emil, officially known as the 12.8 centimeter Self-Propelled VK 30.00, Sturer Emil, or Panzer Self-Propelled VK 30.00, was one of the first self-propelled guns created for this mission. Armed with a powerful 12.8 centimeter gun mounted on the chassis of the experimental heavy tank VK 30.11, the Sturer Emil was conceived as a primary weapon to destroy fortified structures, particularly the French Maginot Line. However, despite its destructive power, only 2 units were ever built, and both saw action on the Eastern Front. Although it did not achieve significant success, the self-propelled gun quickly earned the nickname Sturer Emil, Stubborn Emil, reflecting its technical issues and slow speed. The Sturer Emil, one of the standout self-propelled guns of Germany during World War II, was equipped with the primary weapon, the 12.8 centimeter KWK-40L-61. This was a variant of the Flak 40 anti-aircraft gun renowned for its impressive armor-piercing power. The gun had a muzzle velocity of up to 880 meters per second, allowing it to take out any tank it faced, including heavy Soviet tanks. A notable example of its power was its ability to destroy a KV-1 tank from a distance of about 1.6 kilometers. The Sturer Emil's gun could fire various types of ammunition, including armor-piercing Panzer Grenadier and Panzer Grenadier 43 shells, as well as high-explosive spring grenade Lang 5 shells, making it versatile against different target types. The Sturer Emil carried an ammunition load of between 15 and 18 shells. Notably, its ammunition was two-part, with the shell and propellant charge packed separately. The Panzer Grenadier 43 shell, with its windproof casing, offered superior armor-piercing capability compared to other rounds, enhancing the Sturer Emil's battlefield effectiveness. The long range of its gun also provided an advantage for the Sturer Emil in long-range attacks, allowing it to avoid direct confrontation. In terms of protection, the Sturer Emil had relatively thin armor compared to its size and role, with thickness ranging from 15 millimeters to 50 millimeters. The front of the hull and superstructure were better protected, with 50 millimeters thick armor, while the sides and rear were thinner, ranging from about 20 millimeters to 30 millimeters. Notably, the vehicle lacked a roof, leaving the crew vulnerable to air attacks or artillery shells. This design indicates that the Sturer Emil was optimized for long-range tactics and ambushes rather than close-quarter combat. In terms of its engine, the Sturer Emil was powered by a Maybach HL-116, a 6-cylinder gasoline engine generating between 300 and 310 horsepower. This was the same engine used in the experimental VK 30.01 tanks, providing it with enough power to traverse difficult terrains. However, with a weight ranging from 35 to 39 tons, the Sturer Emil had a low power-to-weight ratio of around 8.5 horsepower per ton, limiting its maximum speed to around 25 kilometers per hour on flat terrain. This speed could be significantly reduced when the vehicle moved across difficult landscapes. The Sturer Emil's operational range was also quite limited, estimated at about 138 kilometers, although some sources listed a much lower range. While this range was sufficient for the long-range defense or combat missions for which the Sturer Emil was designed, it was not enough for swift maneuvering in complex combat situations. Despite the unimpressive range, the vehicle's 450-liter fuel capacity allowed it to remain operational in extended campaigns. The size of the Sturer Emil was another critical factor to consider. With a length of 9.7 meters, a width of 3.16 meters, and a height of 2.7 meters, the Sturer Emil was a large target, easily spotted on the battlefield. The vehicle was crewed by 5 men, including a commander, gunner, loader, driver, and radio operator. The crew had to work closely together to operate the vehicle efficiently in combat situations. In the late 1930s, the German army requested a weapon capable of attacking fortified positions from beyond the effective range of enemy fire. To meet this requirement, the Pz.Sfl 4A Dicker Max was developed. Equipped with a 105mm gun, however, with concerns that this gun might not be powerful enough, the German High Command demanded the development of a more powerful self-propelled gun featuring a 128mm gun. This project was named Pz.Sfl 25, and the design contract was awarded to Rheinmetall. The only chassis capable of carrying the 128mm gun was the Victor Kilo 30.01, a prototype heavy tank chassis from Henschel. Although this chassis was originally part of a canceled heavy tank program, it was repurposed to develop the Sturer Emil. To meet the specifications, the vehicle's hull was lengthened and additional track systems were added on each side to distribute the weight and accommodate the gun. With a limited number of VK 30.01 chassis available, only 2 prototypes of the Sturer Emil were built in March of 1942. They were nicknamed Max and Moritz after characters from a German children's story. Both prototypes were tested and participated in campaigns on the Eastern Front, but the limited production numbers made the Sturer Emil a rare weapon, with its fate tied to the failure of the experimental tank prototype. The decision not to mass-produce the Sturer Emil was the result of several combined factors. A key reason was a shift in strategy. Its initial role in dealing with fortifications, such as countering the Maginot Line, became unnecessary after France's fall in 1940. By 1942, the strategic focus shifted to the Eastern Front, requiring different priorities. Furthermore, the cancellation of the VK 30.01 heavy tank program in January of 1942 halted the production of additional chassis, directly affecting the Sturer Emil. Serious mechanical issues reduced the reliability of this self-propelled gun, contributing to its nickname Sturer Emil, Stubborn Emil, making it a logistical burden if mass-produced. Additionally, Germany faced shortages of materials and production capacity. Prioritizing designs like the Stu 3 and more adaptable self-propelled guns like the Martyr made more sense. Finally, some military leaders believed that the 128-meter gun on the Sturer Emil was overkill against Soviet tanks in 1942. While this perspective might have changed with the appearance of heavier Soviet tanks, it influenced the decision at the time. All these factors led to the decision not to mass-produce the Sturer Emil, reflecting Germany's pragmatic choice to focus on more feasible and effective weapons such as the Martyr and Stug 3. The Sturer Emil stands as a unique and formidable chapter in the history of anti-tank self-propelled guns. Born out of the need for a powerful weapon to combat fortifications, equipped with one of the most powerful guns of its time, the 12.8 cm Canon 48 L61, it was designed to destroy fortifications and heavy tanks. Sturer Emil represented a breakthrough in firepower, surpassing many contemporary weapons in strength. The 12.8 cm gun was capable of penetrating almost any armored enemy military vehicles, even from long distances, allowing it to strike effectively from concealed positions. Although its service on the Eastern Front was brief, Sturer Emil proved its power, especially in the early battles where its heavy firepower could change the course of the battlefield. However, despite its effectiveness in destroying targets, Sturer Emil faced significant limitations. Its poor mobility, slow speed, and reliability issues meant it couldn't sustain its effectiveness in prolonged engagements. Its thin armor and lack of full protective structures left the crew vulnerable, particularly to air attacks or enemy artillery. Nevertheless, Sturer Emil remains a symbol of innovation in weapon design, carrying untapped potential. Its short service in the field demonstrated that, although imperfect, Sturer Emil was a formidable weapon in anti-tank warfare. especially when compared to other vehicles of its time. While it couldn't maintain a long-term role in the war due to mobility and reliability issues, its bold design and powerful strike left a lasting mark on military history as an example of a groundbreaking weapon that couldn't be replaced by more efficient systems in the conflict.